Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me pleasure to introduce to you our next delegate speaker, who is from India. Her name is Namrata Poddar. Before she comes up, however, I'd like to just share a few thoughts with you on what she and I discussed at the back, but also because she will be doing something further than just a speech, because she's going to read an essay. Now, delegates for the 2012 summit were asked to write a letter to a statesman, a CEO, or an influential figure, challenging them about what they are doing wrong and how they should do better. Rather than simply criticizing what they see as wrong in the world, one young world delegates were asked to analyze the issues and come up with a feasible policy which could make a difference. There were hundreds of entries. The standard was incredibly high, as we understand. And the entry from Namrata Poddar from India, an excellent essay entitled Female Feticide and Infanticide in India, was judged to be the best by the panel of judges, comprised of Bob Geldof, Fatima Bhutto, and Kate Robertson. Part of her prize is to present her essay here today, and in addition, Namrata will have a free place at the One Young World Summit 2013 in Johannesburg, and will have her essay published in a mainstream news outlet. The academic exercise brings with it the chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime experience of presenting a version in the winning essay as a delegate speech at the One Young World Summit 2012 here in Pittsburgh, sharing her views with the forum and the watching world via live stream. In addition, she'll have a free returning ambassador place for Young One World Summit 2013 in Johannesburg, and her essay published in a mainstream news outlet, as I said earlier. Now, in speaking to her, I found her to be someone that cares deeply about human rights issues, and she has a deep-seated belief in the value of education and the fact that we need to use our station in life or the advantages that we have to uplift the others. So she believes that we need to lift as we rise. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Namrata Poddar. Thank you.
Thank you, Miller. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Today, I would like to talk to you about an important issue that affects my country and that I feel strongly about. India has made a lot of progress in the last 30 years. The opening up of the economy, technological progress, and the sheer hard work of my people have propelled India to be an attractive emerging market to the world outside. In the past 10 years, India has made a lot of progress in its laws and policies. However, the last 10 years also hide a few shocking facts. In this decade of progress, 1.7 million girls have disappeared in India. That's nearly 3 times the population of Washington, D.C. Not killed in war or fallen prey to disease, not lost to human trafficking or natural calamities, but through the selective abortion of the female fetus. If abortion fails, then the female child is murdered within a year of her birth. Our own progress in medicine and technology is today enabling the extermination of the female population in my country. The decline in the number of women in India is evident by looking at the child sex ratio. According to the UNICEF, amongst children up to the age of 6, in 1991, the ratio was 947 girls for every 1,000 boys. 10 years later, it has fallen to 927, a decline of 20 girls for every 1,000 boys. UNICEF also reports that this problem is not isolated to the country's rural areas, but is more prevalent in certain geographical areas and is spreading across economic strata. What makes India, that worships women in the form of goddesses like Lakshmi, Saraswati, Parvati, hate its daughters like this? To answer this, one needs to understand the joint family system that is prevalent in South Asia. One where parents, children, brothers, their children, unmarried sisters, grandparents, all stay under one roof. This system believes that sons ensure the continuation of the family. In a traditionally agricultural economy, more sons means more hands to help in the fields. Sons bring wealth into the family through dowry when they get married. Marrying away daughters only means that the families can be pushed into poverty. Sons will be able to take care of aging parents, while daughters will be tied down with responsibilities of their in-laws and husbands. The joint family system has its own economic and social benefits too. However, with the migration to cities, the joint family structure is slowly breaking down. People might not be staying under one roof, but are mentally still rooted in the joint family that values sons over daughters. Let's now see what the Indian law says about this problem. Since 1994, the law prohibits the determination and disclosure of the gender of the unborn child. Culprits can be punished with a jail term of up to 5 years. Doctors, lab technicians, hospitals and clinics, nurses, support staff, all can be charged in case of violations. Hospitals and doctors can even lose their licenses. But this is a very light deterrent, and regulating quacks, unlicensed clinics and hospitals is very, very difficult. Thankfully, infanticide is equivalent to murder in the eyes of the Indian law, with special emphasis on the heinousness of the crime and the vulnerability of the victim, the poor girl child. What is the effect of such a cruel practice? Fewer women are eligible to marry. Haryana, a state in northern India that has followed this cruel practice, is now reaping the poison of its actions. Men are forced to travel over 3,000 kilometers to find suitable brides, and sometimes they even have to pay for them. Increasing crimes against women, rapes, molestations, lewd behavior against women in rural areas and cities has increased sharply over the years. Women are losing their place in society. With fewer women, their representation in places of importance like the parliament, the judiciary, civil services will decline. Most importantly, this takes a huge toll on the physical and mental health of the mother, whose body and mind are subjected to this. The murder of the female child, born and unborn, is one that the Indian society is finally waking up to. But a singular approach in tackling this problem might not bring about the change that is required. I believe that there are 4 pillars in this fight to increase the lopsided sex ratio. Firstly, abolishing dowry and strengthening the laws against it. Stronger inheritance laws for women. I believe that economic freedom is the bedrock to empowering any individual. Illegal doctors and prenatal clinics offering sex determination and sex-selective abortions should be suspended and banned permanently. And lastly, educating people on the ill effects of female feticide and infanticide and the rights of women is very important. The current education system in India does not focus on such important topics like gender equality and human rights. This needs to change if one expects the next generation to grow up with a more progressive mindset. Only when a culture that supports and encourages women is created can women reach their true potential and are not seen as a burden by society anymore. The murder of the female child is not just amongst Indians living in India, but those that are living in other countries too. Other South Asian communities are also known to partake in this crime. As responsible citizens of the next generation, all you delegates here, can stop this evil by reporting this crime and set an example and celebrate the girl child in your country. Thank you.